Welcome again to Annual Markets and Forex Street joint webinar. Today I will explain about Camarilla Indicator and how to use it. As you know, I am the creator of Camarilla MACD method that I use extensively with trading and analysis that you can read each day on Forex Street website. So today I will explain how we use Camarilla Indicator and also how you can benefit from trading Camarilla pivot point. So before we begin, as always, standard risk disclaimer, explain that CFD and Forex trading are leveraged products and can result in losses that exceed your deposits, so those are not suitable for everyone. Please ensure that you fully understand the risk involved. This presentation is for informational and educational purposes, and you can read a full risk disclosure on this web address. So let's start first with Camarilla. What is Camarilla Indicator? Camarilla is institutional grade indicator that is used for intraday trading, but also for trading pivot points that are very, very exclusive to both intraday and intra-week traders. Camarilla Indicator identifies support and resistance, and definitely it helps us to find confluence points. The big thing about Camarilla is that it shows bullish and bearish zones of day or the week, depending on whether you trade 1 hour or 4 hour time frame. Also, it spots triggers on the chart because Camarilla is usually traded as a pivot point trading method. I also incorporate a little bit more of complex Camarilla trading into the Camarilla MACD analysis and trading. Also, Camarilla provides clear entry and exit point. For Camarilla, it's important to know that calculation is like this. We have basically 6 most important levels. Those are L3, L8, L3, L4, L5, and H3, H4, and H5. Some Camarilla indicators I have seen on the market, they use, I saw that a lot of times they use L1 and L2 levels. It's also incorporated into my Camarilla MACD indicator, but I don't use L1, L2, and those levels very extensively. It's important to know that on weekly time frame, Camarilla levels tend to be very, very respected. But on intraday time frames, they are also respected, especially if you trade confluence with Camarilla pivot point. Confluence is very, very important because usually when you have a big confluence, you will also make some nice entries, and your entry success is usually higher than average. That is why confluence is very important when you use Camarilla MACD pivots and analysis. Now, also what is important to say is that compared to other pivot points, for me, in my opinion, Camarilla MACD is much better. Now, this is the calculation that Camarilla uses, but also within Camarilla, we have standard rules. If the market opens between the H3 and L3 levels, usually you must wait for the price to approach either of these 2 levels. Whichever level hits first gives us the first trade. If we want a short trade, we look for the price to bounce back down into the H3 level again before entering a trade. Stops are placed usually above H4 for short trades and below L4 for long trades. If the market opens outside of H3 and L3, we should wait for the market to retreat back through the L3 or H3 level. This could be a little bit confusing for all of you who never ever saw Camarilla in action, but actually it's a bit simple. I will also explain you and show you on the chart. So let's go with this first scenario. So if we have open price between H3 and L3, For the price to go below L, we need to wait for the price to go below L3, and then when it moves back above L3, we buy. Stop loss is when price moves below L4. These are the targets. For short trades, we wait for the price to go above H3, and then when the price moves back below H3, we sell. Stop loss is above H4. Target 1 is Camarilla pivot point, target 2 is L3. So for first scenario, this is the example. Let's say that the price is between H3 and L3. If the price opens up here, we just go long here. If the price goes there at H3, we open a short position there. Stop loss for short is above H4. Stop loss for long is above L3. So this is the first scenario. Okay? But we also have another scenario when the price opens between H3 and H4. For long trades, when price opens between H3 and H4, when price moves above H4, we buy. Stop loss is just below H3, target is H5. For a short trade, when the price goes below H3, we sell, and stop loss is just above H4. This is the second scenario. Let's say that the price was open here, it went below, then closed above H3, it goes here, and we make a buy trade. Same for short trade. Now, guys, I'm explaining these simple scenarios, but after I finish this, I will explain you how I personally trade only if I trade, let's say, just Camarilla pivots, not Camarilla MACD. You need to distinguish. Camarilla MACD is my trading method, while Camarilla indicator that I use is the indicator that we created for just Camarilla pivot point trade. Okay, let's get back to the simple scenario. For short trade, when the price goes below L4, we sell. Stop loss is just above L3. So for this scenario, if the price goes below L4, we sell. Stop loss goes here. For a third scenario, let's say that the open price is between L3 and L4. For long trade, when price moves above L3, we buy. Stop loss is just below L4. For short trade, when the price goes below L4, we sell. Stop loss is just below L3. So this is, for example, L3, we have an L4, scenario 3. So price goes below L4, okay, we sell, placing stop loss here. Price goes above L3, we place our stop loss here. Same if the price opens between H3 and H4. If the price opens up here, if it goes below, we sell, placing stop loss here. If it goes and make a U-turn, okay, this is our target. We place our stop loss below pivot point. And finally, we have fourth scenario. Fourth scenario is basically if the price opens between H4 and H5, you do nothing, but rather wait for the price to go below H3 or make a U-turn. In that way, in that case, you buy. Or if the price goes here, let's say above L5, you wait for the price to go back to L3 or L4, make a U-turn, and then you make another sell. Now, this is the most basic explanation of pivot points. I personally like to use Camarilla with confluence points, with confluence zones. I don't particularly like to use Camarilla naked except for when I trade on higher time frames, let's say 4-hour time frames. And when we go with the general rules, we go with trend trades on support and resistance. But generally, we want to buy close to pivot point, L3, L4, and L5. And we sell close to pivot point, H3, H4, and H5. Trend trades are always selling to rallies, buying into dips. It's always like that. Selling into rallies, buying into dips. Okay, now let's open a chart and let me show you how I use my personal pivot points, okay, and how I trade with them. Okay, so let's just wait a little bit. I will open the screen immediately. Okay. Let's see them. Now we have a slight lag here because I'm using a multiple setup, and usually when multiple setup is used, we might see a slight lag on the program, on the platform, but usually it will take a few moments. If you have any questions to ask, you can ask me now. It's okay, of course. Okay, let's wait a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but we still need to wait for the monitor to show. And then we will go to Camarilla. So please wait. Okay. Okay, now I'm actually moving my chart here. So you will be actually able to see this. Okay, now it's very, very slow. I really need to speed it up a bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, like this. Mhm. Okay, now we are ready to go. Here you can see the indicator has been applied on the gold chart. And on the gold chart, you can see how the price is basically ranging between WH4 and WL3. What it means, now we are using 4-hour time frame. I will stick to 4-hour time frame because I want to show you how we can trade naked by using simply Camarilla MACD. So you can see how the price is ranging. Also, what is important to know is that if the price is ranging, we generally want to buy between and sell between WH3 and WH4. When the price hits WH3 for the first time, we buy. When the price hits WH4 for the first time, we sell. But it's very important, it's extremely important for you to understand that we trade the first entry at this Camarilla zone, the first touch of this Camarilla zone. We cannot take like 5 different entries. On the 4-hour time frame, we take only the first touch. So if the price, let's say, opened up here and it went down to WH3, we place a buy trade exactly at WH3 point, but stop loss is below previous swing. Also, you can place, if you trade aggressively, stop loss below the entry candle. Let's say 20 pips below the entry candle. So if my entry was on 12.36.35, I would place my stop loss 20 pips below. What is important to know is that usually during the day, if the range is respected, we might have 2 4-hour entries. With this custom indicator that I use, we can switch through different time frames. We can show also different time frames on the same chart, but also it can show me label price and trade levels. So if I put this to true, you will see this on the chart immediately. We can see how the levels are exactly shown on price labels. Now, for swing trading, we use slightly different setup. For swing trading purposes, with Camarilla MACD, we need to first calculate our risk, and we need to change a little bit of this here within the indicator itself. When we put show trade labels to true, it will show me exactly where my entries will be according to rules of my Camarilla indicator. Have in mind that I have customized Camarilla indicator and Camarilla trading. The slides that I showed you actually only show you basic principles of Camarilla, but with this indicator, I'm showing you how to also swing trade. If you want to have a free indicator, you can, of course, email me. But this indicator is actually, it's not free for all. It's the indicator that we personally developed and invested the time and the code. But also I have a free Camarilla indicator that I can send to you, of course, for free. But it's not exactly the same. It only shows weekly levels and daily level without these points and without higher time frames on the same chart. So there are, of course, two options. For free, you just need to email me, and for these paid indicators, of course, you can email me and I will explain you how you can obtain it. But simply, if you want to use, of course, free one, you can put simply these levels on your chart, like weekly levels, and then trade by them. What I do usually, if I swing trade, if the price, let's say, went here, I will open my trade here. But if the price hit weekly H4, I will sell it. So if the price gets here, I will sell it here. If the price gets here, I will sell here, I will sell here, and my stop loss will be here. Okay, 20 pips above weekly H5. So basically what I'm doing is dividing my trade into 3 separate trades. But what is important, if I decide that my risk is 3%, my first entry will be 1% of risk, my second entry will be 1% of risk, and my third entry will be 1% of risk. I'm keeping my stop loss here, okay? And also, if I make all of these entries successful, my profits will be huge, because profits exponentially go up when you scale in. You should never ever do scaling in if you are not sure about your risk. So it's very important to understand that you need to use scaling in. If I want to go long, for example, I will place my first long here, my second long here, and my third long here for the first time, if I know that trend can correct here at this point. And then I will place my stop loss here. But if I want to make a full swing, then I will place one more trade here, one more trade here with stop loss here. So actually, I'm dividing my trades and risk to 5 separate entities. So if I use 3% of risk, each of my position will have 0.6% of risk. You need to know that, because money management is the holy grail of trading. You cannot just neglect and trade blindly without any money management, because in the long run, you will definitely lose. So you need to know about money management. It's very, very important. And for me, it's definitely the most important thing in trading, because you want to safeguard your profits. You need to protect your profit. Okay, so for another purpose, I will show you how you can actually use a Camarilla indicator for trading, let's say, on even higher time frame. If you switch to daily time frame, you will see monthly, quarterly, and other levels. For that purposes, you don't use orders as I showed you on 4-hour time frame, but rather you need to find the confluence. So let's say we are looking gold at daily chart, and we can see that it's a little bit ranging. For example, we can go with Euro New Zealand. It has some form of a trend. You can see a trend here. So on daily time frame, you see it's making an uptrend move. For that kind, you can use confluence. I always put Fibonacci retracement, and I usually use it from the previous swings. So if I use this price movement, I can see that confluence, the best confluence, was around 50 and 61.8. So if you decide to trade higher time frames, you place your first entry in the confluence zone, your second entry in the confluence zone, and of course, your stop loss goes below the previous swing. You can also move your retracement indicator here, and of course, it will also show you a big confluence at this point and at this point, and you can place your stop loss there. So for 4-hour trading, you can simply use the indicator as itself, because this will be a form of swing trading. But for higher time frame trading, you need to use also other tools such as Fibonacci. Let's get back to 4-hour time frame on this pair. We will remove this Fibonacci tool. You can see how levels are easily respected. So this vertical line shows you where the price opened up. So here you can see how the price opened up exactly at midnight. So it's always the same. Wait, not this one, but this one on 4-hour. On 1 hour is different. On 1 hour, it shows you midnight. On 4-hour, it shows you actually 4 hours, because the price opens at 4, closes at 4, opens at midnight, closes at 4, and it's actually the close price. So it's always the same. 0, 0 on 1 hour, and this is indeed midnight, but it will show you 4 hours because close was at 4 hours, but it's also midnight price. So the first touch was here, and you can see how the price rejected initially on the first touch, making 80 pips. Then it went up, but it also rejected very close to H4. This rejection actually made 213 pips. Now, probably a trader would ask me, okay, but if you know how it's used, you can make expert advisor. The problem with expert advisor is if you trade manually, your trading is always discretionary. So if you trade discretionary trading, as I do, it's of utmost importance to understand that you need to protect your profit. Take a look at this example. Price rejected at weekly H3 initially, right? Going there. But what happened? Actually, it stopped here because of this mini support here. For that kind of reason, I decided to incorporate another thing into the Camarilla indicator itself. So if we go here and click Camarilla indicator, here under options, we can also see additional pivot points. When I press here some, we will see more of these pivot points. Now you can see actually why the price rejected at this spot below, because this is weekly H1. At the beginning I said standard Camarilla teaching will not show you H1 and L1 levels, but sometimes it's important to show even H1 and L1, because buyers or sellers might show there and reverse the price into the opposite direction. That is why it's important for you also to use H1 and L1, and I have incorporated into this indicator itself. So this is how you can also do it. Now, next thing is what I wanted to show you is actually how you can use lower time frames for scalping. So let's say that you go to 5-minute time frame. Now here on 5-minute time frame, you will see actually these lines a little bit different. For this we use pair. And here you can see we still have daily Camarillas. So you cannot scalp these levels naked. For using Camarilla as a scalping tool, you need to use the system. And if you have a good system, you can always place these Camarilla pivots, place automatic trend lines, and let's say you use 5-minute system, it will show you daily levels. And you will usually see how those daily levels are respected. Just watch this and see how Camarilla is almost perfect. Of course, now you will ask, if it's so perfect, how I can make money with it. As I say, it helps you to find confluence points. It also will help you find different levels to place your trade. It can be used in scalping, but ultimately, how you do with your money management will decide whether your account will be positive or negative. Believe me, guys, I am a long-time professional trader. And when people ask me, Nenad, can we trade a system or something? I say always the same thing. We can always trade the same system. We can always trade the same method, guys. But no matter how many of us trade completely the same thing, every single of us will 100% have different results. It's not possible to say this system is successful or this system is not successful. Believe me, guys, all these people who sell systems and teach you how to trade, they always forget the simple fact. It's not about the system. It's about money management. Some people will close their trades here. Some people will close their trades here. Some people will be impatient and will not respect the rules. Some people will use 5% of risk. Gamblers will use 50% of risk. People who want to trade conservatively will use 1% risk. Now, the final result is we will have different results with the same system, right? So the point when I teach people to trade, I teach you how to fish. But ultimately, what you do with your account is your own thing. If I say use 0.5% here, you will say, no, Nenad, I will not do that because for me, it's nothing. I will place 20% of risk, right? So if I trade, if my trade is 1% and your trade is 20%, even though if we place our targets here, again, the final result will be different because your account will be 20% in profit. My account will be only 1% in profit. Now, the point of trading is how much are you willing to lose? And you decide about the risk. By knowing how much you're willing to lose, you will earn how much and learn how much you are willing to win. If you take it otherwise, in the opposite direction, your account will be probably depleted in a couple of months and you will need to refund it. Well, I'm sure that most of you, at least one time in their life, have their margin call. It happens when you trade irrationally, when you use big risk, no matter how good system is. So when I use Camarillas, I use it for my Camarilla MACD. There is another thing, it cannot be explained on webinars, and we have private courses for Camarilla MACD because it's very complex. But for this simple pivot point trading on 4 hour, or how you can use it to actually empower your trading decisions, as you can see, it can be effective. If you want to have Camarilla Indicator, send me an email and I will send you the free one, of course, and you can test it. You can see if you like. If you have any question, guys, do not hesitate to ask me, because you will not find this kind of information on the internet. The thing is, this is Forex Street Premium, and it cannot be, of course, free for people who are not signed up on Forex Street. So my goodwill is to share the indicator with you, and yours is to ask questions. I will help you. Also, listen to this webinar. It will be available for all of you. It's recorded and it will be uploaded for all Forex Street Premium users. And have in mind that you can always ask what I think about this, and that I will try to explain. Of course, maybe not immediately because I'm a bit busy, but I try to reply to all emails. And always don't forget that these tools, what you receive, are only there to help you. If trading is that easy, everyone would be millionaires. So you know what the point is. Money management, guys. Money management is the holy grail. And holy grail exists. Forget about all these mentors and traders who teach you just systems and whatever. They need to teach you, I'm here to teach you proper money management. Because only if you use proper money management, you can be successful. No matter how you trade. Money management is the key to trading success. Okay. And one more thing, guys. This will help you your trading decision. But where you will close your price, where you will put stops, this will help you. You need to use it, try on demo account. And then if you're successful on demo account, go live. I recommend Admiral Markets because I have 5 different accounts with Admiral Markets, and I deposit money with them. I've been doing that for the last 5 years. They're regulated brokers and very, very eager to help you solve all your problems. Don't forget that the first step in successful trading is not to trade with bucket shops, with scammers. Trade with professionals, as I do, and that will be your first step towards success. There are a lot of scammers in the market, a lot of brokers who will not pay you for your profits, will play with your entries and exits. But Admiral Market is an honest broker and award-winning. So I really need to promote that because it's normal, because I trade with Admiral Market. Here, guys, one more thing before I finish the webinar. Here I can see the comment that, yes, Forex Street administrators just told us that this webinar will be highlighted tomorrow in live video page and in the home. Excellent. That's excellent to hear. So more people will be able to listen to this. Important things. Don't forget, guys, that these trading decisions can be seen almost each day. So almost each day, you will be able to see different opportunities to trade, possible trade setups, and so on. For example, dollar CAD will have very soon possible buy setup. Remember this. Try to trade this. But as I say, treat this as a scalp or scalp swing trade, because this is counter trend movement. Weekly L3 is closed. I think when 29, 25, 65 is hit, it can reject. So let's see. I wish you a great trading week. As always, ask questions, visit my webinars. Don't forget to send emails if you're interested in anything. I'm here to help you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your comments, guys. I wish you a great trading week. Talk to you soon. Cheers and trade safe.